Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News for June 14th, a Tuesday, 2022. Stand up for your country and do not panic. Look, we're in a down cycle in America. There's nothing anyone can do about it. Most Americans are getting hurt financially. You got to be smart. Again, I'll go over this a little later on about how you have to think ahead with your finances and do things to save money. We have an incompetent president. That is obvious. There's no two sides to the story. People who don't understand that is their problem. We understand it, but there's nothing you can do. And this is a cycle of history. All Americans have gone through this. So at the end of Bush the Younger's administration, the economy went into recession because of faulty real estate situations. Okay? Throughout the 1980s, it was up and down and in and out. It's always been that way. Now we're down. Don't panic. Don't do anything that's going to hurt you in the future. I will guide you through this, which is why you listen and watch me. All right? I'm devoted to that. Okay. So wholesale prices up again, 10.8%, close to a record high. That means inflation will continue into the fall at a pretty robust rate. President Obama bringing the pain, and that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. So it's all data, it's all stats, and if you have friends who still don't see it, then you can quote these stats if you want to, but it probably won't make any difference because, as always, people believe what they want to believe. So the producer price index is what the grocery store pays for food, and the gas station pays for gasoline, and the clothing store pays for garments. That is what the wholesale price index is. And then they tack on a little bit to make a profit. That's capitalism, okay? So 10.8% for May is an outrageously high number. And it's because the Biden administration has lost complete control of the economy. It's like hurtling down a track with no brakes. Okay, so you add to that the stock market down about 21% since January, and that is, people's retirements, people's education fund, people's investments for a new home. It's painful. As I said yesterday, my portfolio is way down. All right? And what did I do? I bought a little bit of stock because I think that this high-tech company is going to be profitable in the future, and it's low now. But it could go lower. It could go lower every day. Nobody knows. And the reason that the companies are selling off is because nobody thinks they're going to prosper under Joe Biden economically. Nobody. Now, the worst may be already in it because what the market does, stock market looks ahead. And they know that in November, Americans are going to go out and vote the Democrats out of office. Everyone knows that. I don't know anything other than a 9/11 attack that might change that. Okay. Then you have inflation, regular inflation, which I said is going to go up, all right, at 8.6, but there are other variables in there that make it double digits. So everybody is feeling the pain no matter where you live. Nobody is spared, and that's why the Democratic Party is finished in the short term, because they're not admitting any of this. I'll tell you a Biden soundbite in a moment. That's just unbelievable. Okay, 70% of economists in the USA, according to the Financial Times and the University of Chicago, believe the USA is headed for a recession. Most of them say in 2023. I say before that. I think it'll be almost over by the first quarter of 2023. But I could be wrong. I'm not an economist. But I see what's happening. All right? I mean, I'm in business. I see book sales. I see premium members for BillO'Reilly.com. I see all the swirl that's going around. And I go to restaurants, and I know I live in two relatively small towns on Long Island. I talk to all the merchants. I know what's going on. So the recession almost here. The only thing that isn't like a traditional recession is employment, because there are jobs available. Now, will that be impacted? I don't know. So in the face of all this horrible news, Joe Biden travels to Philadelphia today to speak to the nation's biggest union. Okay? He leaves at 11 o'clock. He talks to the AFL-CIO. All right? And these are all Democrats in the unions. And here is Mr. Biden's solution to inflation and the economic malaise. Go.
All I'm asking is for the largest corporations and the wealthiest Americans to begin to pay their fair share in taxes. I'm deadly earnest. Anybody out there think the tax system is fair? Raise your hand.
That is just moronic. Now, the people are clapping because they're the workers and they want people like me to pay an enormous, I'm already paying an enormous amount of tax. And so are most affluent Americans. And corporate tax is among the highest in the world for developed countries. And this guy Biden, he wants more. He wants to strangle the people who have assets and the corporations who are still researching and developing, still hiring, paying wages. It's to strangle that. That is just insane. The man does not know anything about economics. Now, the reason that Trump's economy was good coming off an Obama malaise was because Trump cut taxes across the board. And then money flowed into the American economy from all directions. And then Trump knocked out a lot of regulations that were inhibiting commerce, like the gas and oil companies. So Trump didn't believe in the global warming threat. So he allowed the drilling and the harvesting of energy, and therefore energy costs were way down. Now they're way up because Biden is strangling them and wants to strangle all American corporations with higher taxes. As we reported yesterday, record high revenue going to Washington. It's not enough for Joe. It's not enough. He wants to give away more money. One of the reasons that inflation is so high is because of the COVID giveaways. Because the U.S. government had to print so much money to cover the checks that everybody got that the dollar basically went down in value. And therefore, it couldn't buy what it did under Trump. That's inflation. And you know, I gave you the 8.6 inflation rate. Now, that doesn't count shrinkflation, which is mean you get less in your package. Of course, nobody tells you that except me, all right, for cereal or any food. They're giving you less, but you're paying the same or more. That's inflation. Shrinkflation. They don't count that. So anyway, the more Biden speaks about anything, the more obvious it becomes that he doesn't know anything. He's a disaster. He's a danger to this country. And by the way, the January 6th thing, that's to divert attention away from the Biden disaster. And they canceled their Wednesday meeting, tomorrow's meeting. They canceled it. Why? Because nobody cares except they hate Trumpers. That's all. Inflation now at its highest level in 40 years. Interest rates skyrocketing. A recession may loom. Our retirement accounts are in real danger. If you want to protect your future, do what I did. Call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They can show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. All it takes to get started is a short phone call, and they will have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. They are the highest rated firm in the country, A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, and thousands of satisfied clients. Plus, tell them O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. So don't wait. Please call now, 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Okay, let's turn our attention to President Biden's dishonesty. And again, he may not even know he's being dishonest, but that doesn't excuse him. So Biden's contention is that he is doing a great job on the economy because of the job growth. But what he has done is taken when the nation shut down completely from COVID in April of 2020. And that's his baseline to compare what it was like then to what it's like now. That's a huge ruse. And here's another one that I did not know about until John Stossel. You remember him. He's got his own website, very successful, johnstossel.com. He wrote a column that was in the New York Post and other places, and I want to read you one of the key paragraphs of the column. Quote, "The president now brags that he cut the deficit. We're on track," he says, "to have the biggest decline in a single year ever in American history." It's actually true, but utterly deceitful. Stossel joins us now from New York City. So this was a good pickup. I didn't even figure this out. And if you get something that I didn't figure out, that is really big. All right? So explain how it's what he's doing that's deceitful.
It's only lower because he's spent so much and Trump spent so much the previous years. So yeah, it's less, but so what? They spent a ton and now it's a little bit back to normal.
Okay, so the COVID checks that went out to everybody that ignited inflation and Trump spending on the military and other matters brought the deficit way up. And now that the COVID and military spending has stopped, the deficit is coming down. Also, tax receipts to the government are at a record level, correct?
Because the stock market has gone way up last year and all this money is pouring in, won't pour in as much next year, and then the deficit will really explode.
So this is a deceit by Biden. Now, let me ask you a question. As a seasoned journalist, a guy who's been around, do you think Biden knows?
Do I think he knows
anything about economics at all?
No, he just knows he wants to do good. He wants trains, and he thinks if government spends on something, he likes it's an investment and it will return manyfold. And a few will, but most don't.
But do you think he understands economics, that he understands why inflation is now over 10% if you factor in shrinkflation and all? Does he understand why? Is he capable of that kind of analysis?
No, few politicians are. Few reporters are. I'm not fully smart about inflation. Few of us are.
I know why we have inflation here. There's two reasons. The one, all the money went out. Government had to print more money. The value of the dollar goes down when the market is flooded with dollars. Number two, the fossil fuel industry was attacked by the federal government with regulations and restrictions, and that caused the price of worldwide oil to go up, and now we're all paying $5 plus at the pump. That's what happened. It's not that complicated when you strip it away. But you're never going to get an honest answer from either party on anything they're going to do pettifogging, which is the word of the day today, right? They're just going to try to throw a bunch of gibberish at you, and people don't know.
Boy, we must be old using words like pettifogging. But you're right, the Republicans are awful too, because they once talked about saving the country by raising the retirement age because Medicare and Social Security are going broke. But you don't hear a peep from them about that anymore.
Well, it's going to come fast. Last word on Biden. You like him? You don't like him?
You know, as a person, I like him much more than Trump, who is a selfish bully. But as a president, I'm scared, and he's being run by progressives who, given a chance, will do horrible damage to the economy.
And Trump did a pretty good job managing the economy, did he not?
In that department, well, he stayed out of the way, largely. He was advised by good people.
Yep. All right, John Stossel, everybody, go to johnstossel.com. We appreciate it, John. We'll see you soon.
Sure.
So let's go to Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth. Some Republicans in the Pennsylvania House have drawn up articles of impeachment against Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner. Okay? So Krasner was elected in 2017, re-elected in 21, despite the fact that Philadelphia crime is off the charts. All right? Particularly murder and violent crime. So homicides have increased under Krasner's watch in the city of brotherly love 78%. Yet the people in Philadelphia, mostly minority voters, put him back. But now the city is so dangerous that Harrisburg, the capital of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, the Republicans there in the legislature want to impeach him. And they probably will. Whether it becomes a boot out of office, probably not, but they're going to give him a hard time. Now, here's how Krasner replied. Go.
They have no legal basis whatsoever. Even if they do not like what the Philadelphia District Attorney is doing in terms of, how shall I put it, they're having fewer people from Philly in their jails? Oh my, you don't suppose there's an economic incentive there to have more people from Philly in their jails, even if they do not like it?
Oh, that's right. They're putting criminals in jails for money. Sure, that's it, Larry. You got it. It's almost impossible to go to jail. You got to commit crime 6-7 times. Oh, that's right. Though they want to put all the black people in jail. Right? Yeah, that's it. Oh, God. In the meantime, people are dying because of that guy. George Soros behind him, $259,000 to Pennsylvania Justice and Public Safety PAC, which bought ads for Larry Krasner. Way to go, George. You're a real patriot, buddy. Thousands of bodies because of you. Boom. If you own a home or property, here are 2 reasons you never want to become the victim of home title fraud. Reason 1. When a cyber criminal worms his way onto your home's title, he'll take out loan after loan using your home's equity. Then he'll vanish, leaving you to prove you didn't commit the fraud. Reason 2. You could be a victim of home title fraud and not know it for months. No agency notifies you or asks if you sold your home or added someone to the title. You'll find out when the collection calls start coming for loans you never took out. Nobody knows about how to help stop this crime more than Home Title Lock, America's trusted leader. I urge you to go to HomeTitleLock.com, read the testimonials from retired FBI agents and others, then register your home address to see if you are already a victim. And when you protect your home, tell them Bill sent you for 30 free days of protection. So please go to HomeTitleLock.com, HomeTitleLock.com. Okay, so I saw the Top Gun Maverick because everybody that I know saw it, and it has grossed over $400 million. It probably will gross $1 million all over the world. Huge hit, followed up from the first one in 1986, Tom Cruise. Okay, so it was the best edited film I have ever seen. And people don't appreciate editing. but I do because I've been in this business a long time. That movie, I have never seen editing like that in my life. And if that guy or gal or whoever did it doesn't win an Oscar, well, you know what it is. Boy, was that good. And that movie along like this. Boom, boom, boom. The action scenes, unbelievable. Now, could it have happened? No. No. And Tom Cruise, Tom, this is just for you and me, okay? So, the hair dye, Tom. You're almost 60. You don't need the hair dye, okay? Grow old gracefully. You know, they don't do a lot of close-ups on him because he did have some face work, and I don't mind that. Movie stars have got to do that. But the hair dye, yeah, I kept going, why is he doing this? But he was good, and the cast was good. I recommend the film. You'll like the movie. And the one thing is they didn't name the country that they went in and waxed because it was Iran, obviously, but they didn't want to say it because they want to do business in the Middle East. Okay, that is it for the No Spin News. Thank you for watching and listening. We'll see you tomorrow. Supply chain issues have been a catalyst in bringing high-tech manufacturing back to the USA. My tech expert and founder of Brownstone Research calls it the Great Recalibration, and he discusses it in his newsletter, Near Future Report. For the past 35 years, he has helped his subscribers safely navigate volatile times, and he also answers your most pressing questions, like how to protect your money from inflation. What are the implications of a new digital currency and the Great Reset? What will the Fed do with interest rates? And what is expected from the stock market in 2022? Brownstone Research has been at the forefront of nearly every major market move for the past 35 years. Let Jeff Brown help you by signing up for his newsletter today at a 75% discount. It's a 12-month subscription for only $49. Please go to jeffbrowntech.com. jeffbrowntech.com. jeffbrowntech.com.
Bill O'Reilly is back on TV and only on The First. No Spin News, every weeknight at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on The First.